Wow. We gotta do a follow-up video to last night's video where Amber Rose spoke at the RNC convention. We didn't know that it was gonna spark the amount of backlash that it did. We know about Matt Walsh's response. He's since then doubled down on that, and we're gonna dive into that. But yeah, right now we have somebody who's been a Democrat for nearly 50 years. She was crying over watching a national convention and particularly mentioning Amber Rose's speech being inspiring. And we're gonna dive into why the backlash and all that is happening to Amber Rose and my thoughts on that. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Six jobs for 3 people just to survive in Biden's economy.
Why am I crying over the Republican National Convention? Like, what the frick is going on?
It's upsetting. It's upsetting to see
this world that we're living in right now.
To help immigrants
Hold on,
came here illegally while.
Woo, this world that we're living in right now feels like upside down land. I've been a Democrat for nearly 50 years. Why am I crying over the Republican National Convention? Like, Amber Rose did a beautiful job. Oh, she did a beautiful job. I'm so proud of her. And then all the diversity and just, I think I'm crying because it's cognitive dissonance. It's cognitive dissonance. Like, what is going on? I've been told my whole life Republicans are just all, white and racist men and all of this. I don't think I've probably ever watched a Republican National Convention. Let's start there. You don't know unless you go see for yourself and stop listening to what people tell you. It's just so beautiful. Just the patriotism, the coming together. I'm telling you, if you on the outside and you think MAGA is this horrible thing, I don't know what to tell you besides you have to see for yourself. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. The coming together of America saying no more, no longer. We're not going to do this. We're not going to divide ourselves. We are red, white, and blue. It's beautiful. Okay, I got to finish watching.
Which brings me back to Matt Walsh's response tweet, which was the RNC gives a primetime speaking slot to a pro-abortion feminist and self-proclaimed slut with a face tattoo whose only claim to fame is having intercourse with rappers. Truly an embarrassment. Not a single voter will be mobilized by this person. And we just literally heard a voter that was, somewhat mobilized by this person, right? So, we literally see that being debunked just with that response right there. And people are saying, oh, y'all just mad at Matt Walsh for telling the truth about her past and things of that nature. Nobody's saying that what he said about her is in terms of describing her past is inaccurate. She definitely is known to be a pro-abortion feminist and a self-proclaimed slut. She definitely has a tattoo on her head. But the point is, with her base that don't give a about politics, it's important that we have somebody in that base to say, hey, you know what? I know y'all are followers of me. I want to encourage y'all to think for yourselves. I'm not going to tell y'all how to think or what to think, but think for yourselves. And while y'all thinking for yourselves, let me tell y'all about my experience on, how I was the Democrat and how I got to where I'm at. You choose to do with that information as you will, but be encouraged to go do your own research. I don't see how that's wrong. We shouldn't shoot the messenger. And but Amber Rose, the extended clip came out, the full clip of her speech in full, and I definitely want to check it out. It's a 5-minute clip, so let's go ahead and check it out from top to bottom, and we're also going to see some more responses to the backlash that she's been getting from this.
My name is Amber Rose. I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most importantly, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents, whether we're Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or liberals. We all want a better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States. Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be. But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. I know this because for a long time I believed those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse, and I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you. Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad. Where's he at? I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. When I met the president and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am. And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump. My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So now that we have the recap That man, I mean, I'll just read exactly what Joey wrote. This is the full Amber Rose speech last night that has the internet abuzz controversy. I thought it was a perfect encapsulation of so many of our journeys into MAGA, because if you know about my journey, which is going to be a video that pops up right here at the end of this video that details how an Uber driver challenged my thoughts and beliefs when I was a Democrat, a hardcore leftist, liberal-minded, zombie myself, who had suffered from TDI. I had an infection. I wasn't even in the syndrome state. It was bad. But that interaction with that Uber driver led me to go do research the same way that Amber Rose said she was going to go look for points to, back up her claims as to why she don't like Donald Trump, and end up finding out, like, you know what? I actually rock with him. Shout out to Malcolm Flex. He made a video pretty much saying he can't believe we are actually having a meltdown over the fact that Amber Rose was allowed to speak at the RNC in support of Donald Trump. Let's hear his response.
Listen, I might not be the best one to carry this message, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now. The fact that conservatives are flipping their shit, losing their minds, having hissy fits over Amber Rose getting to speak at the RNC, yeah, it's not a good look. Let me just tell you, there are plenty of people who are coming over to the side of logic and truth and understanding what's going on in the country. And many of them, here's a secret, come close, they're normal people. They don't look like the same person that's on DC. They don't wear the suits. They don't wear everything nicely just slicked, greased, oiled with the lapel pins and all that.
I gotta disagree. She was definitely greased, slicked, and oiled. Her forehead, that thing was shining, bro. But we gonna get back to it. My bad.
People get face tattoos. People have seasons in their life where they're not perfect. And guess what? They're still capable of voting. They're still capable of making the right decision. And to turn your nose up at the fact that they actually did something that was a little bit brilliant, which is to bring someone that does not look like and might not have exemplified the correct values or fit the bill for what you think a conservative should be. The fact that they brought that person up on stage just shows that, hey, even normal people understand what's going on. Even people who were on the other side of the aisle understand what's going on. And you know what? Honestly, it's not a bad move. I'm not going to say it's a perfect move, but hey, at the end of the day, why are you losing your mind? Why are you gatekeeping? This is the main reason why people don't like you guys. Like, get a clue. Come on, let's figure it out, guys, because again, you only got one chance. You can whine over your purity and morals. You can act like, oh, we stuck to our principles. And that's great. That's all well and good. But guess what? The only people that care if you manage to botch this and lose the country because you decided that you want to stick to your morals are going to be the people who are reading that epitaph on your gravestone.
And of course, we have Matt Walsh, who I told you he doubled down since his original tweet. He says some thoughts on this Amber Rose thing, since it's apparently extremely controversial to say that the Republicans shouldn't give a primetime convention speaking slot to one of the founders of the Slut Walk. First of all, maybe Rose has totally changed and had some kind of conversion experience. There's no evidence of that. That's pretty odd to say. She's saying it herself. Like, how do we so now we gotta get people to prove that they would, okay. I mean, okay, there's no evidence of that. Only that she likes Donald Trump now. There are many, many examples of conservatives rallying around their new celebrity hero just because the person likes Trump, only to be humiliated and betrayed by that same person shortly after. I don't think anybody looks at her like a hero. I didn't take her as a hero watching this right here. And just because somebody says they support Trump doesn't automatically make me just like a proud supporter of that person. You know, I'm sure as somebody who had my awakening myself the way that I did, once I hear somebody had a similar awakening, sure, you know, I definitely have that happy bias, you know, there, but that's just it. I'm not like, oh, she's the new face of conservatives. I don't think that that's how this works. I think that's pretty extreme. This has happened I'm going back to it, and betrayed by the same person shortly after. This has happened countless times. I've called it ahead of time, and nearly every case has been screamed at by conservatives the way you are screaming at me now. Hopefully this is the first time I'll be wrong about something likely this, but I highly doubt it. Ooh, we got some he definitely confident about this. You know, he feeling himself on this. And, you know, everybody is entitled to their opinion. I don't hate Matt Walsh because of his opinion, or nothing like that. I think this is a very shit opinion, but yeah, there's just that. Second, even if there has been some kind of conversion, that doesn't mean you take someone who has been a conservative for 42 seconds and turn them into a mouthpiece for your movement. How is somebody coming up there given their experience while also alerting new voters, new potential voters in a particular audience? How is that somehow like making her the mouthpiece for the movement? I don't see how that equates to that. A lot of this is just extreme assumption, in my opinion. Again, how many times do we need to learn this lesson? A person who has been wrong about everything up until approximately yesterday morning needs to be learning and listening, not giving primetime speeches at a political convention. She was not like, you know, giving people policy and nothing like that. She just talked about her literal experience from Democrat to, you know, now Trump supporter. I don't get how that's so much harm in that. Third, just to give you an idea of how New Rose's conversion is, if there has been one at all, it was just this past March that she praised the Satanic Temple for, quote, helping a lot of people, end quote, by making sure they can get abortions. That was March of this year. She has not even pretended to disavow that point of view or any of her far left views, apart from her dislike of Trump. If it is outrageous and offensive to suggest that a person such as this is perhaps not fit to be a primetime Republican speaker, the convertism as a movement is in even worse shape than I thought. In conclusion, come on, guys, what the hell? Yeah, bro, shit take. In my opinion, just shit take, bro. Nobody's making her the savior or the speaker of the movement. You not wanting to see her. All this boils down to is you not wanting to see her on that particular stage. And that just pisses you off. You felt like somebody more qualified should have been there, you know, and your reasoning behind that is because of her past. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, she may have has some views for certain things that we disagree with. I'm not going to totally, for example, we don't totally agree right now with each other. You're never going to totally agree with somebody 100% in their decision making skills, but I totally agree with somebody encouraging their audience to think for themselves, even if they have personal things in their life that I don't agree with. I don't see how we can be against that. Sidebar, still related to Amber Rose. Joy Reid, boy, she her of everybody, she's like one of the biggest race baiters. I'm sorry, man. You just have to listen to it for yourself in order to come to that conclusion. Don't take my word for it. One of the biggest race baiters. So in relation to Amber Rose, you know, she's a mixed woman. She's, to my knowledge, she's mixed with black and white. To my knowledge, this could be something different, but I know for a fact she's mixed. No, I know she's mixed with black for sure. She's mentioned that. But she has said that she's not black publicly because she's mixed. She's black and white. But people have taken that comment and, oh, you know, she said she's not even black, this, that, and the third. But, you know, people are people. Anyhow, just watch this take from Joy Reid as it relates to Amber Rose speaking at the convention.
So it's ironic that they were able to recruit this young woman who, and she's a racially ambiguous. I don't want to say she's black because she has said she's not. So I don't want to say this black woman, this woman who is of whatever race that she has claimed. She said she's not black. But they brought somebody whose whole career is based in black culture. She used to be on a show on BET. That's the reason most people know who she is. She dated one of the most prominent African-American rappers in the business in the history of hip-hop. So her whole culture came from black culture, even though she says she's not a black person herself. And the fact that she is now the person they're using to try to recruit young people of color and to say that this is the person who is the endorser of Donald Trump who you should trust, when she won't even claim the culture that brought her to the table, I'm dubious that this will work. I don't know anyone who takes their political cues from Amber Rose, but just in case you do, you might want to duplicate doing your own research because she might not have done it thoroughly.
I said she was a race beta because what the hell did race have to do with any of this? Who announced Amber Rose as somebody coming to speak to the black community? Who said that? Nobody, bro. Nobody said, here's Amber Rose here to speak to the black minorities and this, that, and the third. Also, she doesn't claim that she's black, but she's here to benefit all of it, bro. None of that mattered, bro. At all. Talking about you need to do some more research because, you'll find out that she didn't do no research. The woman literally said that she hated Trump and she started doing research because her father told her to back up her hatred. And when she did that, she ended up finding out like, oh, wait, I was wrong. But because she came to the discovery upon doing her research, she didn't do any actual research according to Joy Reid. How pathetic, man. And I will go to the comments on this, but it was posted by a supporter. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a supporter of Joy Reid. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of bias. Maybe not. We have Jay right here. Why are Democrats so hateful? I don't understand it. Personally, man, I do not get it. I don't understand it. It's just like, hey, here's somebody who's saying that something positive came out of their life. A positive interaction happened once they started to actually do some research for themselves. And just because of that, you're being talked down upon. Somebody said, literally not a single black person cares about Amber Rose. We know her type. We know what she's about. She's up for the highest bid, always has been, which is weird. I mean, it's really weird. You make the claim that she only, pretty much a gold digging rapper who wants to sleep with black people only. But, not to mention that the person that she dated also married other white women as well. Definitely did. So, that was his preference, in women. And maybe she just happened to be his preference and less of, her trying to take advantage of black people in black spaces, and it also could be that she's half black. It's no matter what she does, bro, it's not going to be satisfying to, the black community. It's just not. You got racist people out here, just what it is. Oh, she mixed, so she ain't, half of her ain't really with us. It's like, dude, she's mixed. You're not God. You don't get to determine what half of her is black or not. Like, you just sound, yeah, man, y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today.